All right, so fair warning. Yesterday, and Delaney can testify to this, that it is very hard for me to keep my breath. Obviously, I'm getting bigger. Like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you got so." Oh, those of you who don't know me, by the way, obviously I'm pregnant. I don't look like this normally. But everyone's like, "Oh, you got so big," and I'm like, "Thanks." It's kind of like a funny thing, but I get it. Yeah, I am very thankful. Everything is good. Everything's been good. I hope that y'all's break went well too. Hopefully you didn't grow as much as I did over the break from all the holiday stuff. But it was really hard for me to talk yesterday because like I get out of breath easily. So like if I stop, it's because I'm trying to catch my breath and I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. But yesterday it was a little. It didn't go as expected. So just bear with me. But anyway, so we meet from 5:30 to 8 on Wednesdays. This was super important for me to take this class because I wanted to make sure I've had a lot of you guys in the past. And for a lot of you, this is your last math class, and it's a math class that is different than any other math class. Is it harder? Is it easier? I don't think that it's either one. I think it's just really different. So being pregnant, they were like, oh, don't like only do like 2 classes to try to like stay at home and do more online. And I really fought to have you guys because I felt like I didn't want to leave a lot of you for your last math class. So I appreciate you coming and taking it. I hope to make it worth your while. But yeah, so stats, I just want, before I even say anything else, I want to make sure that you have an open mind. And because stats is completely different. So I think like a traditional math class, like you could use stuff that you learned on a previous math class and you kind of apply it and you kind of can get by with stuff that you learned before. This is a completely different subject. Like for a lot of colleges, we're smaller here, which is good. So like our math department includes statistics. Whenever I taught in Texas before, we had a math department and we had a statistics department. So that's how different it is. I'm not saying this to scare you. I just want to make sure that whenever you come in, like keep an open mind. It's different. It's not harder. It's not easier. It's just really different. So don't be scared because everyone's like, oh my gosh, I don't like statistics. I think just have a really open mind of the way things go. The way the class is set up is the same, so hopefully it'll be super organized. Hopefully it'll be super consistent and kind of flow through and be good with that. But yeah, I just kind of want to make that comment. Questions so far? And that gives me a second to breathe. All right, if not, here's my email, L Culliga, that there's no N in it, that is my maiden name, Culligan, at irc.edu. Those of you who don't know me, please know that that is the best way to contact me. So please email me any time of day, any time of night, whatever, whether it's math related or whether it's stat related or whether it's IRC related or whether it's outside of stuff related. I think it all plays in together. So I'm here to help and support you. I'm not here to judge you, but I'm here to help and support you as a person. So anything you need to help, please reach out. 2 things with that being said. First is my New Year's resolution is I'm transitioning to this whole mom thing. So I'm going to start trying to not email back at like 3 o'clock in the morning, but like stuff like that. But email me still, and then I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm really big about if you're struggling and have a question, I want to try to get back to you as soon as possible. But what my husband is noticing is I do it like when we're eating dinner or like what, you know, like stuff like that. So I'm trying to set boundaries now to like wean myself because it's really hard because I care so much. But feel free. Sometimes people are like, oh, I only want to email you during your office hours. Email me whenever and I'll get to it as soon as possible. So that's the best way to contact me. Delaney. Delaney is amazing. She took the same exact class. I handpicked her. So she knows exactly what's going on. She's taking classes too, so she's in your shoes. But she's here to help us. She's an embedded peer tutor. I mean, she's in our Blackboard, so she sees exactly what's going on. She's going to sit in each class, so that way she can see our announcements and like how we do. She did the notes already, but like how we do the notes, how she's done the quizzes, the homework, the tests, all that good stuff. But she's here to help you. Here's her cell phone and here's her email. Same thing. You should feel totally supported because you have me here to help you. You have Delaney here to help you. You have the ASD lab here to help you. You have guys, we're all here to help and support you to get through this class. So a lot of you know this, but just kind of saying it again. The best thing to do is if you're struggling with the problem, take a screenshot of the problem and you can email it to either me or Delaney, or if you want to email it to both of us, and whoever gets to it first, get to it first. But that is our information. So, anything to add? Questions about that? I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing about that stuff. All right, if not, I know some of you have already done this, but if you can take your phone and just scan this QR code, if you open up your camera, if you open up your camera and just hover over that QR code, you click on it, it should come up to that link. If you don't want to do it right now, you're welcome to either go to one of these computers to the side, but I'll show you where it's on Blackboard, so you can also do it a little bit later. But this is just a quick little survey. Those of you at class with me before, I've seen this already, but kind of getting you to know a little bit about you. It's talking about phone number that I could reach you at. A lot of times on Workday, it's like, sometimes I get people's moms, or sometimes I get, it's like, I actually want to know your phone number, or sometimes there's not even a phone number. Your email, stuff like that, so that way if there's an emergency, or if like something's wrong with your grade at the end and I need to get a hold of you, I have some accurate information. Also, there's a spot for you to talk about if you have any personal things that I need to know about. It's just for me, for you to get to talk to me on a more like one-on-one level. So please put anything like that in there. I asked all those questions for a reason, and I think it's like less than 10 questions. It should take you like 2 seconds to do that. So questions, comments, concerns, anyone having any issues on that? Again, if you don't have a phone to do it or don't want to do it right this second, I'll show you where it is on Blackboard. Let me make sure. Oops. Yeah, I already did. All right, anything else before we get started? My plan is today to go over Blackboard first, because that's like our one-stop shop where everything is at. Then quickly go over the syllabus just to kind of like bring everything full circle, and then we'll take a quick break. Then we'll start on chapter 1 notes. We'll take a 10 minutes, take a quick break. Are we good to go? All right, so let's go ahead and go to our Blackboard. That's not what I wanted. Just to recap, make sure that if you are going to Blackboard, especially because everything that we do is embedded inside of Blackboard, that you go to My Pioneer portal first. It's super annoying. I'm with you. I agree. But this is the way to make sure that everything is working properly. Your grades are going in. You don't have any issues. Why is it taking so long? All right, so we're going to go to our irsc.edu homepage. You're going to click on Pioneer Portal Student. I click on the employee, obviously. Whenever I pull up, yours might look a little bit different, but it's kind of the same concept. I have the older version still, but I think the student side is the newer version. Just to kind of talk about some things that are on your Pioneer Portal. Your OneDrive, either one you click on is fine. But your OneDrive is like a Dropbox, so that way if you want to go ahead and save like all of your stuff that's school related on here, that way everything's in one spot, and that way you're not using your own storage data. That's what that's for. Microsoft Office Mail, this little mail thing is your River Mail. That's the way that I'm legally allowed to contact you, so make sure you check your River Mail. I have that same exact app. It looks just like that on my phone, and that's the way that I usually email, because it's just easier than logging on to Pioneer Portal and doing all that good stuff. Also, it's easier for me to take screenshots on my phone of each problem. So I highly recommend getting that app on your phone if you don't already have it, and it comes through like notifications like Snapchat or whatever. So Office Portal has Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all that good stuff for free if you want that. Your Workday is like the business side of being a student. So that is where you see your transcripts. That's where you pay your bills. That's where you withdraw and sign up for classes, all that good stuff. That's what Workday is. River Life is your student life. So that's where we have clubs, activities, like anything that's like extracurricular with IRSC, whether it's here at the Okeechobee campus or at our main campus or any other campus. Blackboard, which I'll talk about. Adobe is the next thing that's super expensive that we get for free. So like Photoshop and Express, you can make videos, websites, all that good stuff that you have on there. That's pretty much it. So let's go to Blackboard. So if you go to Blackboard, this is where it comes to. You go to courses, obviously, you're going to click on our course. Oops, this is not our right semester. And here's our course. So this is everything that you need for this course. So pausing for a second, questions so far. A lot of this for you guys who've been here, so you kind of know the drill. But just in case, I wanted to make sure we're all on the same page. I just noticed I probably should change that. Oh well. All right, so it comes up to our announcements page. I try to make this as easy as possible and as user-friendly as possible. So starting off with our announcements, I try to send you stuff to make sure that you are on the same page, but I also try not to be annoying. So here's a little bit about me if you want to know about me. Yeah. Here's my schedule, so you can see exactly where I'm at all times, including my online classes. And blue is my office hours. Office hours are times that I'm available to meet with you. As a lot of you know, the reason why I'm so crazy is I'm involved in a lot of stuff. Like I've had 4 teachers on the phone with me for hours today because even though they've been here longer than I have, they don't seem to know how to work anything. So I have to fix everyone else's stuff. So for reasons like that, sometimes I'm on another campus or like I'm on a lot of committees and stuff. So I'm on another campus, or sometimes I'm doing virtual meetings. So even though I have office hours, I might not be here. So the best thing to do is if you want to meet with me, I know that your schedule is crazy too. So just shoot me an email just to make sure that if you're coming to see me before class or after class or whatever, just shoot me an email to make sure that you know that I'm here. I hate for you to drive all the way here, then me end up being at another campus or at a meeting virtually or something. So, but in blue is time that I'm available to meet with you. I try to make it where I have a little bit of time before and a little bit of time after. In green are my classes, and that's about it, yeah. So also my email and my office phone numbers on there. Same thing for Delaney. Here's a little bit about Delaney. Here is her phone number and her email. So if you did get it on that first slide, you have access to it all times right here. So that way you can text or email or whatever. All of her information is right there. And then here is, I always get emails like before the start of the semester. Like I was getting emails this time at like the end of fall. And I'm like, whoa, like, can I just like get done with finals and then we'll start next semester? But everyone's always asking, which is a good thing, but they're asking like, what do I do before the first day of class? So I sent this out just to kind of make sure we're all on the same page of what we're going to be doing the first day. And I kind of send out like when stuff's due, reminders and stuff like that. These announcements also go to your River Mail, so that way if you want to just check your River Mail, you'll be up to date, and that way you're not checking like both things at all times. But whenever I send an announcement, it also goes to your River Mail. Questions about that? Okay. So the next thing is our syllabus and schedule. That's what was on that chair up there that all of you should have a copy of. We're going to go over that in a minute, but it is right here if you want to look at it. I guess we'll just go in order. So this is our coursework, just like if you took a class with me before, kind of the same thing. So we're going to start off with test 1, which is chapters 1 and 2. Here is that questionnaire that was on that QR code at the beginning. So if you didn't do the questionnaire at the beginning, here's how you can get to it. So that way you can just do it. As you can see, it's just a little bit of stuff about you. And then this is just our contract, making sure that you know what's expected of you. And then I'm also your teammate. So that way you know what's expected of me. Just check it and you're good to go. So that is that. So if you didn't do it already, please make sure to do that before next class. Here's our blank notes packet. I do provide each of you one notes packet that's blank that we're going to be doing together in class. Here's videos of me going over those notes packets. We're going to do it together in class, but that way in case you want to work ahead or whatever, there's a recording of it on there. Here's the homework. So this is through an OER mom software, meaning in the past, some of you have used Pearson or MyLab Math, or some of you use Wiley. And that's a software that you guys have paid for, and it's from a textbook company. They create it, they manage it, all that good stuff. Here at IRSC, we were trying to make it the best experience for you. We felt like we couldn't find a textbook that fit our needs, and it was really expensive. So what we did is we just created our own. A lot of work, but I think that the end result is worth it. So now we're trying to implement it in all of our courses. So that some of you had me last semester, we started to implement it in intermediate and college algebra. Statistics, it has been adopted where everyone who takes statistics is using this. So it's kind of been perfected, so it's good to go. But it's completely free. We created it as IRSC instructors. We created the textbook, we created the software. So you don't have to buy a code, you don't have to buy anything. It's good to go. Everything is synced. Knock on wood, there are, I want to say no issues, but I'm scared to say that there's very little issues. Because if an issue does arise, we created it, so we know how to fix it. So that's kind of cool. So here's your homework. So everything is right here, like in order, ready to go. So if you click on chapter 1 homework, it tells you the due date. You just press start. You're good to go. Whenever I create the notes packet, I literally just printed this and I just copy and paste and I said, okay, this problem's different. Let's put it in there. This problem's different. Let's put it in there. So whenever you're doing your homework, make sure to have your notes packet out next to you. So it should be exactly the same problems, just different numbers or all the vocabulary stuff's in there. With stats, whenever I was talking about in the beginning about how this is different, it's very wordy. Stats is like a lot of reading. And I feel like if someone doesn't pass stats, their main problem is like their reading skills. So yeah, not like we're like reading novels or anything, but it's going to be like a lot of like, here's the problem. And it's like in a paragraph form, take out what you need and then put it into your calculator. Your calculator does everything for you and you get the answer. That's it. And I'll show you how to do it in the calculator. It's just a matter of don't be intimidated by every single question being a word problem. So, but that's just kind of like how it is. I'll show you. I feel like I'm making it worse by talking. So let me just shut up. So also notice down at the bottom, there's a video that goes over every single question. So that way we've went over in class. If you need help, there's video help right here. Also, if you want to print it, and like some of you I know work and you don't have to have your computer out or whatever, you're welcome to print the homework, complete it, and then like whenever you get home or whatever, you can put it in. And then once you submit all the questions, you can either use this arrow down here, and then once a problem is done, it looks like a lot, 38 questions, or 28 questions, I'm sorry. But remember, like a lot of it is like this will take you 2 seconds of just vocabulary. So it's not all like long, lengthy math problems. Once you do the problem, it'll turn green if you get it right. It'll turn red if you get it wrong, and then it'll be, I think, yellow if it's partially done. So that way, if you want to skip around and come back, you can see all the problems and which ones are done. You can do problems as many times as you want until you get it right. So say you get it wrong the first time, you could retake the problem until you get it right. So essentially, you'll have 100% on the homework. You could also just scroll over to see each question like that as well. Once you're done and you submit each question, it'll say submit up here. So make sure to press that so that way it goes to the grade book. Questions, comments, concerns so far? I know this is like a lot for me to talk, but it's also super boring for you. I get it the first day. I'm sorry, but I'm trying my best. All right, so let's go back. So chapter 1 is the only one that has 2 parts. So part 1 homework, part 2, and then it starts off with chapter 2. Here's that blank notes packet again. Here's the video going over the notes packet, but we're going to do it together in class. Just if you want an extra resource, it is there. Here's the chapter 2 homework, and here is the quiz. There's only going to be one quiz for the whole thing. So it's essentially like the test. So the quiz is essentially like the test. So it's just one quiz for every single test. And then here is, I have a lot of like updated different versions. So let me show you how you see it. And then here is the review video of me going over one of every single problem from the review. Today, I will hand you test 1 notes, or I'm sorry, chapter 1 notes, chapter 2 notes, and the review. It's paper pencil. So that way you can kind of see everything in there. So that's kind of how it's set up. So same thing for test 2, test 3, test 4. There's no final exam. It's just test 4 is like considered our final. So it's just a normal test. Same thing, here's our notes, here's the video, here's the homework, notes, video, homework, the quiz, the review, and the review video. This is this review video is showing me going over every single thing. On the test days, we'll have a little bit of time to answer questions at the beginning, but we won't have time to go over everything. And these problems, yeah, let me just say that. So really use this video to help you, because this is a video of me explaining everything from start to finish on that review. Same thing for test 3 and test 4. So pausing for a second before I talk about the next thing, questions about how you do your assignments, the homework, quizzes, extra credit, anything like that. It's kind of the same as before. Your grades will automatically populate in here, and it's live. So that way, I know like in the past we've used Pearson and it like did it every like 10 minutes or something. So like it would do it as you go. This is live where it updates automatically. There's no issues, knock on wood, but it's super good about how everything is updates automatically. And this is the grade that I use and put towards your transcript, your overall course grade. So make sure that you use this. This performance comparison, another instructor created it and I left it in there. I don't know. I think it's maybe a little judgy about you're comparing yourself to others. Maybe you shouldn't compare yourself to others. But that way, if you want to kind of see like how you're doing compared to the rest of the students in this class, I just left it there. But that's what that is. My information. So again, here is my schedule. I don't know why it's so big, but here is my schedule again. So that way, in case you need it. Here is my email. So you can email everyone. So some people like to do like study groups or whatever. So if you want to ask the class a question, you can email everyone. Or you could just email me, whatever. All that stuff is on here. You can email the instructor. Blackboard Collaborate. So this is our virtual class meetings. This is like Blackboard's version of Zoom or FaceTime or whatever. That is what I'm recording on right now. So if you are not here, say you're sick. So and that's something that's been hard for me because forget about COVID, like whatever. But I'm around a lot of people and I feel like people they have super good intentions and they're like, I really didn't want to miss class, so I came here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're like really sick. Like, don't, you know, I don't want to be rude, but like, don't. So, and it's not fair to like, you're sitting close to people around you. So it's not fair to me because I can't take anything if I get sick, but it's also not fair to people around you. So if you don't feel good, I tried to make it where you're able to stay home and take care of yourself and rest, but still get some attendance points. Or life happens, you know, like a lot of us have stuff going on, whether it's jobs, whether it's family, whether it's whatever, everyone has stuff. So this is an in-person class. So you are supposed to be here in person, but again, say like you're sick and there's a couple days, like it shouldn't, we only meet once a week, so it shouldn't be a lot. So please don't take advantage of me because people do. But if there's like 1 or 2 days where you need to come virtually, you have that option and you'll get full attendance points. So what you do is you just click on this Collaborate virtual class meetings. Click on the door icon. You're going to click right here to join course room. It's going to be weird because it's me recording myself. Yours won't look weird like this, but I don't need a tutorial, thank you. I don't want to listen to myself talk. So yours won't have this telescopic thing. It's just weird because it's me recording myself. But this is where you can see our live class meetings. You can turn on your mic if you have to ask me a question. You can turn on your camera if you want. I can see everyone who's on there, so that's how you still get credit. If you press this over here, you're able to chat with me, so that way you could ask a question that way. And all that good stuff. So if you heard it just pinged on my computer. So if you want to attend live, again, here's how you do it. And this is how I record. I'll show you how to get some recordings. But if you're sick and there's 1 or 2 class periods where you can't make it in person or you don't want to make it in person, here's the option to attend live. So questions about attending live? Let's get this. So I also record every class, so if you want to go back and watch our class recordings, if you click on this menu bar right here and go down to recordings, obviously this is our first recording, it's our first class, so there's nothing here, but after class today, it takes about 5 minutes or so, and then you'll see a link to today's recordings. That way you'll see every single day's recording. I talk really fast, we go over a lot of stuff really fast. So that way if you want to sit back and relax and not copy any notes or not do anything, or if you're just want to kind of be involved in the class, you're more than welcome to do that. This is college, so it's not high school, it's not grade 13. You do you. I'm just worried about you passing a test, because in order to pass the class, you have to pass the test. So whatever you need to do to pass the test, that's on you. So my point was, oh yeah, so if you want to not copy anything, don't have to, you can just go back and watch the recordings, or you're also welcome to pull your phone out and take a screenshot of each problem that we go over. You do whatever is best for you. So yeah, questions about that stuff? Super annoying, I know, I'm sorry, I'm almost done. Here's some resources to help you. Here's the textbook if you want it, it's for free. You're more than welcome to use it. Do you need it? No, I'm going to print out everything that you need, but it's there if you want a textbook. Our ASC lab has free IRSC tutoring. So ASC is our academic support center. That's kind of like where Delaney works at, where it's tutors from IRSC that are here getting paid to help you. So I'll show you, but whenever you go out, or I should say whenever you're coming in these main doors, you'll see the main office on your right. And then around the corner to your left will be the ASC lab. It'll say on top ASC lab, which is our academic support center. There's tutors in there all times to help you with this class. Also, you can get help for like other classes too, but I'm mainly concerned about this class. This is the most important class that you have. Just kidding. But there's always a tutor in there to help you with this class. Just go in and say, hey, I need help with this problem, or hey, I need help with whatever, and they will be there to help you. They'll point you in the right direction to the math tutor, because there's usually a math tutor there, and then like English, science, or some other history or whatever. But there's always a math tutor in there that can help you with this course. I work super closely with our ASC lab to make sure that they know what's going on with us, so that way you can get the help that you need. It's a super valuable resource. We spend a lot of money on them, so I want to make sure that you use that. So if you click on this, you could see our hours and our tutor schedule. Sometimes there's a specific tutor that you like. So that way you can see their schedule and all that good stuff right here under our Okeechobee campus. Notice they are open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and they close early. I think that's wrong. It's supposed to be from 8 to 2 on Fridays. I'll have to ask Josh about that. You don't know, do you? That's weird. Anyways. Also, notice this, if you scroll down, you can have live tutoring. So if you go to our live tutoring sessions, you can see for any subject, these are live tutors. So like say you're working on something right now and you need a tutor, and say you can't make it to campus for whatever reason, if you have a kid or whatever, You can just click on We Are Wednesday, and at 6 o'clock, all you do is you can click on this and click on, I thought you just click on it now. Oh, here. So you can click right here and you can access them virtually. They're going to be on Blackboard Collaborate at all times. They're going to be on another campus. So that way, if you can't access, you can't come on campus, you still have the option of doing virtual live tutoring. It's one of our IRSD tutors that's there for you. Let's say it's not during like one of these hours. So if you notice like there's no one there on Saturdays. So like say that you need help on Saturday. You can use our Smart Thinking, which is very expensive, that the college pays for, and it's 24/7 tutoring. So they don't close every single day. They're open 24/7. So click on this, and there's going to be a live tutor that's there to help you. They're not like an IRSC tutor. They're just like a tutor in general that could help you with this course, though. Questions about tutoring? Our calculator. I'm going to talk about our calculator in a minute, but here are some files and some videos to really help you with calculator stuff. Our calculator is super important in this class. Like that is our life in this class, is our calculator. So again, I'm going to show you how to work the calculator every single class period. That's what we're going to really focus on. But if you want extra resources, they're there for you. Last but not least, this is new that they just came out with this semester. It's called our Pioneer Thrive Guide, and it's just a list of all of our IRSC resources. So that way it's kind of like a one-stop place for all of our resources. So for example, Rivermail. If you need help with Rivermail, if you use this QR code, it should, or here's the website down here, it'll help you put you in the right spot, and you kind of think about health and wellness. It's been a huge one lately of here's a bunch of stuff IRSC offers for you as a student, all that good stuff, so you kind of can see different things that are available to you as an IRSC student all in one document. Whew, man, I think that's about everything. Questions, comments, concerns for me? All right, if not, let's just go over the syllabus real quick. The syllabus is a contract between you and the instructor of like how the class is going to go and all that good stuff. We kind of covered most of it in the Blackboard, but I just kind of want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So this is a, you have the printed version right in front of you, so you can kind of follow along, but here is our version. I'm sorry I'm being lazy by not standing up, but I feel like I can breathe better if I sit down. So remember, this is STA 2023, which is statistics. We meet on Wednesdays from 5:30 to 8. Here's my email again. That's the best way to contact me. Please don't course message me because I don't check those course messages because I have so many stuff going on. Just shoot me an email. Course description and all that good stuff. Here's what we're going to be learning in this course. If you want to read it, go for it. Here's a link to our textbook. Again, you don't need it, but some people like to have a physical textbook, so you're welcome to print that or whatever you want to do with the textbook. Guided notes. So I will print out one copy of a blank guided notes packet for us to follow along together. I'll have one and then you'll have one. I'm going to give you one here in a minute. That goes over straight from the homework, straight from the quizzes, straight from the tests. Course requirements. We have our online homework and quizzes. So everything that we'll do the notes together in class, and then you'll do the homework and quizzes outside of class. Remember, the homework and quizzes are right here under test 1. Here's the notes. Here's the notes video. Here's the homework, notes, notes video, homework, and then here's the quiz. So these are the assignments that you click on and you do outside of class. They're all on Blackboard. You have an unlimited number of attempts, meaning you can do it as many times as you want until you get it right. The whole purpose of the homework and the quiz is to prepare yourself for the test. Can I just be like open and honest with you guys? So last semester, my stats class, love them. But I noticed that there were some students who didn't do the homework and the quizzes. And they were smart in saying that, okay, I looked at the grades, and the grades were saying that your tests are 75% each and your homework and your quizzes are only 10% each. So they're like, I'm not wasting my time. I'm not doing the homework and the quizzes because I could pass the class by just passing the test. Here's the problem. They didn't pass the test because they didn't do the homework. So please, 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 like I get it. It's only a little percent of your grade. I don't make this up. It's the same for every single person who takes this class at any campus, online, virtually, whatever. But you have to do the homework, especially for stats. Stats is something that's totally different than you ever done before. So you kind of have to get used to it. You have to know the vocabulary. You have to know how the questions are asked, all that good stuff. And the only way to do that is by doing the problems. They're really not that long, especially if you take an intermediate algebra, college algebra with me. This class is a lot less, I don't want to say like time, like it's a lot less time. It's just different where these assignments don't take as long because you don't have to actually do the problem. You just plug it into your calculator. So please, please, please make sure to do the homework and the quizzes. The purpose of the homework and quizzes, again, is to help you pass the test. And obviously, because the tests are so heavily weighted, you have to pass the test in order to pass the class. So you can do any assignment after the due date, but because it is late, it will be a 25% penalty. Also, after the due date, it's kind of pointless because the whole point of doing it is to do it for the test. If you do it after the test, it's kind of pointless, but you can use that to improve your grade. All questions have 3 attempts. After the 3rd attempt, it'll be like, okay, you're not getting this right. Here's a new problem. But you still could get full credit on it. So it gives you a full problem. If it gives you a new problem, don't worry about getting partial credit or anything like that. And if you don't attempt an assignment, even if you don't click on it, it will give you a 0 in the grade book. People are like, if I don't open it, it like never opens. So that way it doesn't hurt my grade. It still will give you a 0. I didn't think that was a thing, but I had a student tell me that this morning. Yeah. Here's our way our grade is calculated. Our participation and attendance is 5%. That 5% is for you being here in an in-person class. If you come here on time and you say the whole class period, you'll get 1 point and you actually participate. If you come in 10 or more minutes late, leave early, or if you're here but not really here. So if you're sleeping, if you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, like whatever you're doing, I can see that. It's very obvious. So that'll be half credit. So that'll be half a point. And if you're not here at all, it'll be 0. Couple things. Remember, you can attend live for full credit. If you are not able to make it in person or live, you can also go back and watch the recording. And if you go back and watch the recording and fill out your notes, show me that you filled out your notes at the next class meeting. I'll give you half credit for that. So that way you can still get some points because you're going to have to watch the video. So I want to give you some credit for doing that. And then if you don't do anything, it'll be 0. At the end, I know life happens, so I usually drop 1 or 2 of the attendance grades. Your homework that's on Blackboard and quizzes are 10% each, and then your tests are 75%. Your tests are going to be completely multiple choice. They come straight from the notes, which come straight from the homework, comes straight from the quiz, straight from the extra credit. So it's all very consistent. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So usually I do I take the test and I print it out and then you have it on a Scantron, but I want to make sure that everything's super consistent. And I had some students last semester who were like, well, the tests are different. And I'm like, no, it's exactly the same thing. I literally just printed it. So I'm going to not print it this semester. I'm going to see if that is better. Another reason is I like to keep everything super consistent. So for test 1, 2, 3, 4, everything was all printed, all using Scantrons. This time, I hope, I'm going to talk about this in the schedule, but I hope I'm going to be here for your final exam. I'm due, so our final will be Wednesday. I'm due that Friday. So I'm praying that she stays in, that I'm able to be here to help you guys for your final. But if not, I was going to do it on the computer so that way if I'm in the hospital or wherever I'm at, that way I can get your grades and still I'll be the one submitting your grades. I don't want to put that in someone else's hand because I'm very controlling and I don't trust other people. So I'm really strong about that. Like I want to do that. So instead of doing like, okay, this test we're gonna do paper pencil, and this test we're gonna do on the computer, I said forget it. Let's just do it all consistent and all do it on the computer, and that way you can see your grade right when you walk out. Done. So it's the same exact test. It's all multiple choice, straight from your homework, all that good stuff. So that way you kind of know what to expect. I think the first test is 28 questions, multiple choice. So questions about grades, tests, anything like that. Schedule activities we're going to talk about at the end of the syllabus. I thought I changed this. This isn't a hybrid course. This is an in-person course, so we're going to meet in person. Yeah, it's weird. Cell phones. I know a lot of you guys have stuff, whether it's work, whether it's family, whether it's kids, whatever. So please just don't let your cell phone distract you, especially if I see your eyes like going like this. Like I know that you're scrolling, so please don't do that. Communicate with me. I'm not very scary, I hope, so just let me know if you have any problems. We talked about attendance and participation. This course is a college level course, so do expect to spend quite a bit of time outside of class, but we're going to try to do our best to keep it as easy as possible. You know exactly when all the test dates are, so make sure that you're here for them. I think last semester I got a little taken advantage of by people saying that, oh, I'm sick, or oh, I can't come. And then it was like, okay, here's test 2. Oh, I'm sick again and I can't come again. And it's like, really, like here I am trying to help you, but I felt like people were taking advantage. According to the IRSC policy, there are no makeup exams. So I was going out of my way to ask a personal favor to let people make up a test. So I felt like bad for the ASC lab because I felt like people were taking advantage of me. And then I felt like in return, I was taking advantage of them. So please make sure to be here. You guys who know me know that I am going to do my best, whatever I can to help you. If something does come up, but really try to be here. If something does come up, just let me know. Withdrawal. So you have until March 20th to withdraw. This is something that's new this semester, is there's no instructor withdrawals. So either you're in, you have until like, I think the end of the week to drop it. If this course isn't like for you, you can drop the class with no penalty. Or you say you have until March 20th to withdraw yourself. You do it yourself within Workday. If that's something that you are thinking about, please let me know. No judgment. Sometimes it's just not the right time for you to take the class. Sometimes stuff comes up. So if you want to withdraw yourself, that's totally fine. Please talk to me first just to make sure that's your best option. After March 20th, you're stuck with me. Whatever grade that you earn at the end is the grade that you get on your transcript. I don't know why, but they took away instructor withdrawals this semester. Withdrawal for non-attendance. Those of you who are here, you're fine, but notice that if you're not in class the first week, you do get dropped. So make sure that you're there. We talked about all the extra help that you have. We know we're not going to cheat, so that's good with that. This is the only thing that's super important, that you do need a calculator for this class, and you do need a scientific, a graphing calculator. So here, a TI-84 is highly, highly recommended. You can have a TI-83 or a TI-84. Does anyone happen to have, I'm going to call you about the older one, 83?
I did, but you told me we needed the 84.
I know. You're definitely going to want it. I know. I looked at you. I'm like, we're not anyone. Okay, so there's an 83. It's like the older black, I'll just pull it up so you can see. I'll just go to my other class, actually. Okay, so here's your 3 options. So these are 84s. These are the newer options. These, I'm going to be honest, are a little bit more money, but they are worth every penny, especially in this class. Here's the 83. This is the older version, so it's a little bit cheaper, just like an older version of a phone or whatever is a little bit cheaper. But because it is an older version, it's going to be a little bit harder for you, and I'm just trying to help you. These are a little bit more money. You can also sell these when you're done, and I know that you need them for other classes, so I highly, highly, highly recommend getting these. These are super way easier for this class because you don't have to do your own coding. So like it just asks you like what is, for example, X bar. You just like put, like it's very self-explanatory. You just put in and it like tells you what to put in where. On the older ones, it doesn't do that. You have to like code the whole problem yourself and learn how to code it yourself. So it's doable, but it's more work. Does that make sense? So these are the 3 options that you have to have at least one of them in the class. I highly recommend these 2, but that is still doable if you have it. But these will save your life and be worth every penny, I promise. But that's the only thing that you need for this class. I will provide you, you don't need a code, you don't need a textbook, you don't need anything like that. I will provide you the notes package. All you need is calculator, but those use of college algebra, you need the same calculator. Physics needs the same calculator, and I think some other class does. I don't know, some other fun. Questions about this calculator? So that TI-84 is the one I recommend. We talked about Blackboard. You obviously need a computer to do your homework. Any other issues, please let me know. And then here is our schedule. So during class, you can see that we're going to do our syllabus today and go over chapter 1 notes. Here's what to do outside of class. I kind of like the way that this is set up because it kind of can see what we're going to be doing in class, what we're going to be doing outside of class. So outside of class after today, make sure to get your calculator is pretty much it. And then do the chapter 1 homework. Next class, we're going to do chapter 2. Then you're going to do chapter 2 homework, the chapter test, the quiz 1, and then the test 1 review. And then our first test will be on January 25th. So notice January 25th on our test day. Oh my gosh, what did I do? Oh, you know what happened? Sorry. My computer messed up as I was doing the syllabus, and I probably didn't save everything that I did. That's super annoying. I'll change these due dates. I'm sorry. Has it happened to anyone? I don't know what happened. And I'm usually pretty like tech savvy where I can figure it out. But it like my Word on my Mac, it said I had to grant access and I didn't have access to my own Word document. Happened to anyone else? I like Googled it and it didn't say anything. Oh, that was so weird. Okay, thank you for your help. So I thought I figured it out, but obviously I didn't. So I'll change this and update it. But just know that it's due at the start of class. So this should be 1:25 at 5:30. The due dates are right in there. It was just my Word was messing up on my computer. So it's due at the start of class. So all of chapter 1 homework, chapter 2 homework, quiz 1, and the extra credit will be due at the start of class. Come in, we'll have a quick minute to answer any questions, and then take the test. After test, you're free to go. So same thing for test 2 is chapter 3, chapter 4. Test 3 is chapter 6 and 7. No class of spring break. Chapters 8 and chapter 9 are a little bit longer, so I really wanted to make sure that we spend a little bit more time. So we have 2 days for chapter 8, 2 days for chapter 9, and then we'll have our final exam. So notice, this is what I was talking about. I asked previous students their opinions. I wanted to make it right now, and I try to put myself in your shoes. So the final notice is a week early. So like instead of doing it, like our final would have been the next Wednesday, but that was like past my due date. So I felt like from talking to people and putting myself in your shoes, it was more important for me to be here than that extra day. And that way, if something happens or whatever, and we have like the classes compared to intermediate and college algebra, which were like super rushed at all times, like we're not really rushed in here. Like we probably will get out for 8 today, type thing. So I hope it's okay with you. And if it's not, please let me know, because I know you paid for the whole 16 weeks or whatever. But I just moved the final exam up a week, hoping, praying that I will be here for your final exam. And we have plenty of time, so it shouldn't be an issue. Are we all good with that? I just want to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Yes. Thank you. All right. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Can I see the time that
Yeah, it's just the start of the class period, so 5:30 on that day. You're welcome. So just the start of class on that day. Anything else? And all of the due dates, whenever you go into your homework assignments, are correct. So if you go to, this is the wrong class. If you go to our class, and let's say we're doing homework 1, you will see the correct due date right here. So that way it's right there, so that way you don't have any confusion. All right, anything else? All right, so let me take attendance really fast, then we'll take a break, and then I'll come back and we'll start our notes packet. Once we're done with chapter 1 notes, you're good to go. So let me stop recording for a second.